Have you ever finished a walk, the best exercise everyone recommends, but felt like your legs were dragging behind you? That heavy, aching feeling, as if your body is working twice as hard just to stay balanced. You're not alone, and more importantly, it's not your fault. Deep within your calves lies a group of muscles that scientists call the body's second heart. When these muscles fall asleep, walking, standing, and keeping your balance all become harder than they should. The good news is that you can wake them up with 3 simple, safe exercises right at home. Before we begin, leave your name and where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to know where you're joining us from. Some mornings, older adults wake up and realize that their legs are not what they used to be. They feel heavy, stiff, and sometimes painful as soon as they hit the floor. Many people assume that this is just a sign of aging, something that is inevitable. But modern science is proving otherwise. Much of the weakness, swelling, and loss of balance in older adults doesn't actually come from aging. It comes from a key muscle group in the calves, soleus, has fallen asleep. And-seated heel lifts this, the gentle yet powerful key to awaken this second heart. Think of your body as a sprawling city. Your heart is the central powerhouse, and your feet are the distant suburbs. Every time your heart beats, it pumps blood down to nourish your cells. But getting that blood back up to your heart against the pull of gravity is a long and challenging journey. Deep in your calves, sandals, the iliac crest acts as an auxiliary pump, pushing blood back up to the heart, helping to keep circulation steady, reduce swelling, prevent stagnation, and maintain the body's energy. When this muscle weakens or stops working, especially in older people who are sedentary or have little movement, blood pools in the lower extremities, causing heaviness, numbness, and making the heart work harder. Heel lifts while sitting's the simplest way to restart this natural pumping system, even if you just sit still in a chair. What makes this exercise special is not its difficulty, but its sophistication of it. All you need is a sturdy chair, your feet flat on the ground, and a little concentration. Sit up straight, place your feet flat, and slowly lift your heels off the floor. You should feel a gentle stretch in the back of the calf. That's the soleus muscle being activated. Every time your heel leaves the floor, you're sending a signal to your brain. This muscle is important, fire it up. And every time you slowly lower your heel, you're exercising the delicate control of the nervous system, something young people often take for granted, but is the foundation of mobility as we age. Researchers at University of Colorado made a surprising discovery. When people performed exercises that activated the soleus muscle in a sitting position, oxygen consumption in the lower body doubled, and blood sugar levels remained stable for many hours then. In other words, with just a simple heel lift, you can kickstart your metabolism, improve circulation, and increase insulin sensitivity, results that most older adults need medication to achieve. When the soleus muscle is working properly, it pumps venous blood from the calves back to the heart in a regular rhythm, prevents blood stasis, reduces swelling, and protects the body from 2 silent enemies of old age, thrombosis and varicose veins. But its benefits don't stop at the heart. It's also a miracle for balance and vitality. When the soleus muscle is active, the entire muscle chain from the feet, knees to the hips begins to work together more smoothly. Many people report that after just a few weeks of practice, their legs feel lighter, they can stand up without wobbling, and they can walk for longer periods of time without feeling tired. One 74-year-old woman shared that after just 10 days of regular morning practice, she was able to climb stairs without holding onto the handrail, something she thought she would never be able to do again. This exercise helps restore the connection between the brain and the legs, teaching the body to remember how to maintain balance without effort. Biologically, sandals belong to the group slow twitch muscle fibers, designed for endurance, not bursts of power. When trained properly, it can function continuously for hours, supporting the heart and circulatory system with minimal energy expenditure. That's why only 2 minutes of sitting heel lift scan also bring the effect lasts all day. It's like restarting a long-neglected water pump. With just one activation, energy begins to spread throughout the body. One of the biggest advantages of this exercise is that safety and wide applicability. Whether you're 60 or 90 in a wheelchair, recovering from surgery, or simply don't want to do heavy lifting, you can start right away. No sneakers, no mat, no trainer needed. All you need is you, a chair, and a little perseverance. Let's do it. 10-15 times, twice daily, and you are providing your body with natural movement vitamins. The magic is not in the intensity, but in the regularity and consciousness. When you practice mindfully feeling each contraction, each relaxation, you're not only strengthening your muscles, but also strengthening the connection between mind and movement, the key factor to maintain clarity and confidence as we age. Furthermore, the move and trays heels, while sitting also beneficial for brain and nervous system. When circulation improves, more oxygen reaches the brain, help increased concentration, reduced dizziness, and improved alertness. Many people who exercise every morning say they feel clear-headed, more alert, and balanced body, as if a gentle stream of energy flows from the feet to the head. When done in the evening, this exercise helps reduce swelling, relax calves, and improve deep sleep, because a well-functioning foot will regulate blood rhythm and calms the nervous system. However, it is important to remember that this more than just a physical exercise, which is a conscious act of healing. When someone performs heel lifts with the intention of, "I am awakening my second heart," its meaning goes beyond the physical. It becomes a small ritual, a moment to connect with yourself, a reminder to the body that I am still in control, I am still strong. And sometimes, it is change in belief that brings the most profound results. Rehabilitation specialists also praise this exercise because ability to prevent falls a global concern for the elderly. When the soleus muscle is activated, sensory receptors around the ankles, knees, and hips send more precise signals to the brain, helps the body adjust your balance before a fall occurs. A study by Japan Institute of Gerontology shows that maintaining a heel lift routine for 4 weeks reduces the risk of falls by up to 23% in people over 65. That proves that small but consistent movements can yield huge improvements in mobility and independence. For many people, this exercise also brings deep spiritual meaning. Just make a gentle movement and feel the real difference. Warmer feet, better blood circulation, clearer mind has brought feeling of mastering age instead of succumbing to it. An 82-year-old man once said, "I no longer feel weak. Just 2 minutes every morning, I know that I am keeping my body's rhythm going." Stories like this are living proof of the power of conscious movement, no matter how small. Of course, no miracle happens in a day or two. The secret lies in perseverance. Like a river wears away rocks over the years, every heel lift is a drop of water that builds your strength. Consider this a daily rituals like brushing your teeth or making your morning tea. Take 2 minutes, and your body will reward you with stability, flexibility, and ease. If you're wondering if such a simple move is actually effective, try it now. Sit in a chair, place your feet on the floor, and slowly raise your heels. Feel gentle but powerful wave. It's not just the blood circulating, it's your body remembering how to move naturally. Keep practicing, and after just a few weeks you will notice my steps became lighter, steadier, and more confident. In the end, the seated heel raise isn't merely an exercise, it's a statement of agency, a declaration that strength doesn't fade with age, it only needs awakening. When you practice, you're not just training your soleus, you're training your belief that you still own your body, your life, and your aging. And if you feel that truth within you, leave a comment saying the second heart is activated, because that's the moment when your true revival begins. There's a quiet moment every day that reveals more about your body than any blood test, the moment you stand up and feel a little wobbly in your knees, a slight wobble in your balance, or a slight wobble in your legs before you take your first step. For many older adults, this moment is familiar. You stand up from your favorite chair, and for a brief second, your body feels as if it's lost its stability. You tell yourself it's just age, but deep down, you wonder if this is what you'll have to live with forever. The truth, however, is more hopeful. That feeling of weakness or instability isn't just getting old, it's a silent signal from your body that one of your most important systems, the balance machine in your lower legs, has gone dormant. And standing calf raises are the key to waking it up, not with force, but with mindfulness. When you think of strength, you might picture lifting weights or climbing stairs. But real strength, the stuff that keeps you steady, stable, and confident, starts with the muscles that silently defy gravity every time you stand. Hidden in your calves is an amazing network of muscles and nerves, led by the soleus and gastrocnemius, that work together to hold you up against the Earth's gravity. As we age, these muscles lose tone not because they're weak, but because they're no longer used to their full potential. We sit more, walk less, and unconsciously rely on momentum instead of muscle. Standing calf raises reverse that process. They reawaken the connection between your feet, legs, and brain, reminding your body how to balance, how to feel the ground, and how to trust itself. To do this exercise, you don't need fancy equipment or a trainer. All you need is a solid support, the back of a chair, a kitchen counter, or a wall. Stand up straight with your feet hip-width apart, your toes pointed straight ahead. Place your hands lightly on the surface, not to support your weight, but to maintain confidence. Then focus on the ground beneath your feet. Feel the soles of your feet touch the floor. Slowly rise onto your toes, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. Pause for a second at the top, feeling the quiet power radiating down your calves. Then slowly lower your heels in a controlled manner, as if you were placing a delicate object on a shelf. The act of lifting and lowering is a dialogue between body and mind, between gravity and control. What makes this exercise so transformative isn't the range of motion, but the awareness it evokes. Each time you lift your heels, your soleus and gastrocnemius muscles contract to push blood upward, counteracting gravity and energizing your entire lower body. But more importantly, the sensory neural network in your ankles, knees, and hips lights up, sending signals to your brain about your body's position in space, a process called proprioception. With each repetition, you're not just strengthening your legs, you're recalibrating your balance system. It's like honing the GPS that guides your every move. The science backs this up in a surprising way. Studies in Japan and the United States have shown that older adults who regularly perform standing calf raises not only increase their muscle strength and ankle stability, but also significantly improve their postural control, the ability to maintain balance despite sudden movements. In other words, the exercise trains your body to respond automatically to imbalances before you even realize it. The moment you almost trip on a rug or step off the sidewalk, your body corrects itself instantly, and that reflex is rooted in the strength of your calves and the sensitivity of your position sense system. Additionally, standing calf raises are a powerful circulatory pump. Every time you stand on your toes, your calf pump is activated, which pushes deoxygenated venous blood back to your heart. When this pump slows down, usually from sitting for too long, blood pools in your legs, causing swelling, heaviness, and fatigue. By reawakening this mechanism through intentional movement, you help your heart work more efficiently and reduce your risk of varicose veins, leg swelling, and deep vein thrombosis, DVT. Again, it's a reminder that movement doesn't just build muscle, it nourishes life. For older adults, this exercise also builds confidence in their own bodies. The ability to stand on tiptoe without wobbling may seem small, but it has profound implications. It is an affirmation. I can pick myself up. I am still standing. Many people report that after just 2 weeks of regular practice doing the exercise twice a day, morning and night they feel more stable when getting out of a chair, walking on uneven ground, or climbing stairs. They describe a feeling of reconnection between their bodies and the ground, a subtle but powerful shift from feeling vulnerable to feeling confident. One of the reasons this exercise is so effective is because it helps your body reconnect with gravity, not as an enemy, but as a friend. Gravity is always pulling you down, but your muscles are designed to resist it gracefully. When you do standing calf raises, you're in a dialogue with this invisible force. You push against it, lift against it, and then slowly lower it with control. Over time, this rhythm helps your brain learn to distribute your weight more evenly, improving your posture, stability, and endurance. It's not about building big muscles. It's about building smart muscles, muscles that listen, adapt, and support you when you need them most. Of course, safety always comes first. If you've had foot or ankle surgery, experience severe dizziness when standing, or have serious balance problems, start with the seated version, exercise 1, before moving on to this one. For everyone else, standing calf raises remain one of the gentlest, easiest, and most effective exercises you can do at home. They require no equipment, are inexpensive, and only take 2 minutes a day. Yet their effects ripple through every system in your body, from circulation to coordination to inner confidence. Amazingly, such a simple movement has a cascade of benefits that extend far beyond the legs. Improved circulation means better oxygenation of muscles and organs. Improved balance means a reduced fear of falling, one of the biggest psychological burdens of aging. Stronger legs mean that everyday activities, from reaching for items in a cupboard to stepping out of the shower, feel more stable. And as the body finds balance, so does the mind. Many people describe feeling calm, grounded, and energized after completing an exercise. It's as if the very act of lifting against gravity has reminded the mind that it too can rise. Consistency is the real key. Doing this exercise once may feel good, but doing it every day is what makes the difference. After a few weeks, you'll notice subtle changes. Less swelling in your ankles, more freedom in your gait, easier transitions from sitting to standing. And with each step, you'll realize an often forgotten truth that strength isn't a function of youth, it's a function of use. The human body, even in its later decades, responds beautifully to gentle, deliberate movement. It doesn't need to be forced, it just needs to be engaged. For those who love mindfulness, standing calf raises can also be a moving meditation. As you lift your heels, inhale deeply. As you lower them, exhale slowly. Imagine drawing energy from the ground, letting it flow through your body like a stream of light. This mindful breathing increases body awareness and teaches patience qualities that will permeate every aspect of your life. When practiced this way, the exercise becomes less a chore and more a dialogue between physical strength and inner peace. And it's beautiful to realize the paradox. As simple as this movement may seem, it's quietly revolutionary. In just 2 minutes a day, you're strengthening the foundation of your own independence. You're not just building muscle, you're rewiring your nervous system, recalibrating your balance, and restoring the vitality that age has slowed. You're proving to yourself that improvement is possible at any age. You're reminding your body that it still knows how to stand upright, and that gravity, once a challenge, is now an ally. So the next time you get up from your chair, don't rush. Pause. Feel your feet on the ground, your body weight, and the gentle pull of gravity. Then slowly lift your heels, knowing that this small movement holds great power. Each time you do this, you are telling your body, I am not weak, I am taking back my strength. And it is that simple declaration, not in words, but in movement, that is the essence of vitality at every age. Try this workout for a week, just 10 reps, twice a day. Notice how your legs feel at the end of the day, how your posture changes, and how your confidence quietly grows. Then share your experience. Your story may inspire others to take small but meaningful steps towards strength and stability. If you feel even a small improvement, leave a comment with the number 1, because that small gesture means a lot. You've actually taken the first step toward teaching your body how to stand up again with purpose, balance, and the beauty of self-control. There's a quiet, almost invisible moment that determines whether you stand or start to fall. It doesn't happen in big, obvious movements. It happens in the micro adjustments your body makes every second to keep you balanced. When you stand on one foot to put on socks, step down a sidewalk, or reach for something on a shelf. In those milliseconds, your brain, muscles, and nerves perform a delicate symphony. At its center is a deep, often neglected muscle, the soleus. A slightly bent knee calf raise is an exercise that awakens this hidden balance machine, a small, intentional movement that restores not just stability but confidence. Most people think of the calf as a single muscle, but it's actually a collaboration between two. The gastrocnemius, the visible, outer layer that powers jumping, and the soleus, the deep layer that quietly supports strength and posture. When you bend your knee slightly and lift your heel, something remarkable happens. The gastrocnemius relaxes, and the soleus takes over. That subtle transition is what makes the bent knee calf raise so powerful. It isolates the stabilizers that control how you stand, balance, and move with control, especially as you age. Imagine the soleus muscle as the silent anchor of the body, a patient soldier working tirelessly to keep us upright against the pull of gravity. Each time it contracts, it doesn't just push blood back to the heart. It also sends incredibly precise sensory data to the brain through hundreds of proprioceptive receptors, the body's internal sensors, that inform the brain exactly where you are in space, how your weight is shifting, and what adjustments are needed to stay balanced. Thanks to this continuous stream of information, the brain reacts faster than conscious thought. With just a tiny tilt of the ankle, the soleus signals upward, and within a split second, the entire body subtly corrects itself to prevent a fall. When the soleus is strong and active, the signals it sends to the central nervous system are clear, sharp, and reliable. The brain receives accurate data to issue precise motor commands, a gentle contraction of the hip, a shift of the center of gravity, a micro-rotation of the shoulders, or a soft bend of the knees, all happening within less than half a second. This near-instant feedback loop forms the foundation of dynamic balance, the invisible system that allows us to walk on uneven ground, climb stairs, or stand steady in a moving crowd. In youth, this mechanism works so smoothly that we never notice it. But as the soleus weakens, things begin to change quietly. After the age of 60, when long hours of sitting replace active movement, the soleus becomes sluggish and less sensitive. The proprioceptive receptors in the ankles and calves lose their precision, so the brain receives weaker or distorted signals. Each step feels less certain. Balance turns into guesswork, and the body starts relying on momentum instead of coordinated control. That's why older adults often move more cautiously, take shorter steps, and stumble easily even on flat ground. They haven't truly lost strength, they've lost neurological accuracy, the ability to hear what their body is saying. Training the soleus, especially through bent knee calf raises, is like restoring a lost conversation between the body and the brain. Every slow lift and lowering of the heel sends a fresh message to the nervous system. I'm here, I know where my body is, I can adjust. With repetition, the brain relearns how to respond intelligently instead of fearfully. Potential falls are prevented not by brute strength, but by refined reflexes and precise coordination. Experts call this proprioceptive training a workout for the nervous system itself. It requires no weights, no speed, just awareness and consistency. By activating the soleus, you are retraining the communication pathways between the legs and the brain, helping them speak fluently again. Over time, you'll feel the transformation. Each step becomes steadier, your posture more upright, and your mind lighter. The body is no longer ruled by the fear of falling, but guided by movement intelligence, a mechanical wisdom that age cannot erase. Remember, the soleus is not just a muscle, it's the interpreter between body and mind. Every time you lift your heel, even just a few centimeters, you are teaching your brain to listen again. And in doing so, you're not only strengthening your legs, you're awakening balance, confidence, and the quiet courage to move freely through the world once more. How to do it? Stand behind a sturdy chair or the edge of a kitchen table and lightly touch it with your fingertips. Shift your weight to one foot, lifting the other foot about 2-3 centimeters off the floor. Now the key step, bend the knee of your supporting leg slightly. You're not squatting, just softening the joint to turn off the activity of your gastrocnemius. From this position, slowly raise your heels as high as you can, keeping your knees slightly bent. Pause at the top, feeling a deep stretch near your lower calf and Achilles tendon, then lower your heels with control. Do 8-12 reps, then switch legs. Move slowly. Each rep is a conversation between your body and gravity, requiring precision and presence. The beauty of this movement is its simplicity. You're not just strengthening your muscles, you're re-educating your nervous system. Each heel lift builds new coordination between your ankles, knees, and hips, improving what scientists call kinesthetic intelligence, your body's ability to know where it is in space. It's what helps dancers spin without falling and rock climbers step confidently over rocks. But you don't have to be any of them. For older adults, this retraining could mean walking across wet ground without hesitation, stepping off a bus without wobbling, or simply standing up straight again. Modern science is shedding new light on one of the body's most underestimated muscles, the soleus, a deep calf muscle that quietly sustains us every time we stand, walk, or balance. Research from the University of Tokyo and the University of Colorado has shown that activating the soleus through gentle knee-bending movements, such as sitting, standing, or performing heel raises can boost blood circulation efficiency by up to 40%. When the soleus contracts, it functions like a natural pump, propelling blood upward from the legs toward the heart, improving oxygen delivery and reducing cardiovascular strain. For this reason, many scientists call it the body's second heart. What makes the soleus truly special is its composition. It's made up primarily of slow-twitch muscle fibers, designed for endurance rather than explosive power. Unlike fast-twitch fibers that fatigue quickly after a few minutes of intense effort, the soleus can work continuously for hours without tiring. Training it doesn't leave you breathless or exhausted. Instead, it builds steady, long-lasting strength that fuels the body throughout the day. When properly activated, the soleus does far more than improve blood flow. It helps regulate blood pressure, reduces leg swelling, and stabilizes posture during long periods of standing or walking. Some studies even show that increased soleus activity enhances cerebral blood flow, sharpening focus, and reducing mental fatigue, benefits that are especially valuable for older adults seeking sustained vitality and balance. Best of all, strengthening the soleus requires no equipment or gym membership. You can simply sit or stand, lift your heels slowly, pause for a moment, and lower them back down in a controlled manner. Just a few minutes of this simple movement each day can awaken the second heart, improving circulation, clarity, and overall stamina. It's a quiet, powerful reminder that sometimes the key to lifelong energy lies not in doing more, but in learning to move smarter. But beyond the circulatory aspect, this movement has an emotional dimension. Aging often brings with it a hidden fear, a sense that the body is no longer trustworthy. Every slip-up reinforces that fear. The bent knee calf raise helps undo that. It's more than just a physical exercise, it's a rebuilding of trust. When you stand on one leg, bend your knee, and lift your heel, you're telling your body, I can still do this. Over time, that message goes beyond muscle memory, it becomes a mindset. At first, your movements may be shaky. Your ankles wobble, your knees shift, your toes dig in. That's not weakness, it's learning. Your nervous system is rewiring dormant pathways. In a week or two, those jiggles will smooth out. You'll feel more grounded, your steps will be lighter and more sure, your gait more fluid. It's as if your feet have remembered something ancient, how to move with quiet strength. Consistency is the secret ingredient. 2 minutes a day can spark change if done mindfully. It's not about sweating or enduring pain, it's about paying attention. Quality over quantity. Think of each repetition as a message through your body. Balance is built, not lost. The clearer the intention, the deeper the transformation. Physiologically, the benefits extend far beyond the calves. Strong soleus muscles stabilize the entire kinetic chain from the ankle to the knee to the hip, aligning posture, reducing joint load, and improving energy absorption. They also enhance energy metabolism. Studies show that activating the soleus muscles helps regulate blood sugar, reduce fatigue, and make older adults more alert without experiencing midday battery crashes. In short, balance training is vitality training. There is a poetic beauty in the mechanics of the movement. As the knees bend and the heels lift, you create a moment of suspension power and gravity merging into one. That is the art of aging gracefully, not against gravity, but wisely cooperating with it. Each lift, each pause is a quiet affirmation that power need not shout. Sometimes it whispers through control and precision. If standing on one leg is difficult, start with both feet on the floor. Bend both knees slightly and lift both heels at the same time. Keep your knees relaxed to engage your deep muscles. As you become more stable, progress to single leg lifts. And if you experience sharp pain, not fatigue, stop and rest. Safety always comes before progress. This movement connects everything you learned in the previous steps. Seated heel raises awakened your second heart. Standing calf raises connected strength to gravity. Now bent knee calf raises fuse the two, strength, balance, and awareness working as one. This is where stability becomes instinctive, where you move not only powerfully, but also wisely. Most people don't train this way. They go after the big, visible muscle groups, forgetting the small, deep muscles that maintain the foundations of life, standing, walking, living independently. But it's those silent muscles that define independence in old age. Strengthening your glutes isn't about looks. It's about freedom to trust your body, freedom to walk without assistance, freedom to live without fear of falling. When you complete your last rep, pause. Feel your heels hit the floor again. Notice the difference not just in your feet, but in your awareness. The contact between your feet and the floor is communication. You've just reminded your nervous system that you're in control. The ground isn't your enemy, it's your ally. The bent knee calf raise may be a small movement, but its impact is huge. In a world obsessed with doing more, it teaches something softer but deeper. True power resides in awareness. Each lift, each pause, each soft drop is a declaration that you are present in your body, full, resilient, alive. If you've tried this exercise, if you felt your calves wake up, sensed even the slightest improvement in your balance, then pause and celebrate that moment. It means your body is listening again after a long silence. That subtle vibration in your soleus isn't just a mechanical feeling. It's a signal of life, a response from your nervous system as it begins reconnecting with every fiber, every movement you once overlooked. When you feel your legs come alive, it means your stability system, reflexes, and inner strength are slowly being restored. And that matters far more than any number on a device or calories burned. Because every time you lift your heels, you're taking a small step toward confidence, a declaration that your body still knows how to learn, adapt, and evolve. It's not merely a victory of muscle, but a triumph of willpower and movement intelligence, the quiet foundation for every steady step you'll take from this day forward throughout the rest of your life. Real strength doesn't come from youth, machines, or endless workouts. It comes from being intentional. Every small, consistent action you take to move your body, breathe deeper, and reconnect with your balance is a declaration. I choose to stay strong. Aging doesn't take away your power. It simply asks you to use it wisely. The moment you decide to move with purpose, your body responds. That's where true vitality begins, from within. Follow this page for more gentle yet powerful ways to rebuild energy, stability, and confidence at any age.